Za versus that drink. See what's up.
High, the two most common altered states of being us. Drunk versus high, the two most common altered states of being us humans indulge in, which, believe it or not, your preferred choice between these two vices can actually show a lot about your overall personality.
It does show a lot about your personality. I personally, no drink. Can't do it.
For most of us, if you plan on getting high and hanging out, it means eating Doritos, rewatching Pineapple Express, and or playing video games. On the other hand, getting drunk and hanging out usually means stumbling around the club with your friends, yapping with strangers, trying to close a deal with potential prospects, and finally vomiting in the bathroom just to go back to the dance
That's the main factor. Don't like throwing up because it does not feel good.
floor and repeating the previous steps until A, you close a deal with progressively less desirable prospects, or you strike out completely, go home, and brace for the hell that's waiting for you in the morning. But there is a lot more you need to take into account when comparing alcohol to weed. So today, for the sake of science and education, let's look at every major category and come to an unbiased decision on which of these substances is subjectively better, starting with the most important category, and that is
Neither are better at all, actually. It just mainly depends on the person and how you choose to use that substance to your advantage. Both can go extremely wrong and both can go extremely well.
effect. You ever seen a dude faded beyond belief, hanging out and having a fun time with a dude that's
Shit-faced.
his pho? The answer is probably no, because as I said earlier, the personalities of the two substances just don't mix very well. Being high is a
Oh, and anger. A lot of people get angry for some reason. I don't know why.
combination of overanalyzing every thought you have and really going deep into your inner 10-year-old, which means laughing uncontrollably at a TikTok your homie sent you one moment and then the next remembering that we're all really just chunks of matter roaming an endlessly expanding universe without no clear purpose except enjoying your time alive. Ooh, funny cat video. And being drunk is the exact opposite in the way that instead of overanalyzing your decisions, you don't think about them at all. You're telling me if
That's one thing I can say. You don't overanalyze everything. You just slouch all the time, bro. You just there in that moment. You don't even realize what's going on either. But no, you do.
All the hoes?
I said that wrong. No, you do, but at the same time, you don't.
Yeah, probably. You know how to do a backflip though? Just watch.
Hey everybody, check this shit out.
Bro, I thought you said you know how to do a back.
See, like I said, like you do, but you don't. You just show out. You just show out a lot more, bro.
Flip. I never said I knew how to. I just thought I'd pull it off somehow.
Basically, being drunk makes you overconfident, unaware of your surroundings, and numb social anxiety, and overall just makes you very spontaneous in your actions. But don't get me wrong, that's not always a bad thing per se, because being drunk is fun as fuck. To be honest, in most social situations,
Me personally, no, I just feel sick.
it's probably gonna be way more enjoyable than being high. Just the way I see it, alcohol numbs your senses and worries, while makes you more aware of them. So although in the long term, smoking grass is probably less harmful to your overall life,
Yeah, if you just worried about everything that comes into your life, any negative outcome that can come into your life, but Za's not for you. It's not. You're just sitting there just thinking constantly. And if you keep putting your energy and your attention on those things, you're gonna be stuck in a loop, time loop. Like how you're tripping, you're gonna be stuck in a time loop. That's all that's gonna happen. And you're just gonna keep feeding it, and the anxiety is gonna raise, and then you're fucked.
that's not what we're comparing here. So a bit of a controversial take maybe, but alcohol wins this category 1-0 booze. But now let's look at the thing that comes a couple hours after the effect, and that's the after effect / hangover. Not gonna dwell on this subject for too long, as you all know where this is going. If you get shit-faced drunk on Friday, you're gonna be fighting the urge to yourself on Saturday. Okay, that might be a bit of an over-exaggeration, but it's low-key true. Because you see, ethanol, aka alcohol, is literally poison, and when you drink too much of it, you're gonna feel like you've been poisoned, like shit.
Yeah, that's probably why I can't really drink, bro. I just feel sick, poisoned. Shit.
Who would have thought? And with weed, of course, there is no hangover whatsoever. Well,
That is a lie. Well, he might explain.
Not really, because if you've ever gotten absolutely annihilated to the point your body switches to autopilot before, then you know after waking up the next day, there is a high possibility you'll experience low energy, haziness, brain fog, and worst of all, the desire to get schmacked again in the morning so you can binge watch season 1 of SpongeBob and ignore all your goals and aspirations. But we all know a big part of the za hangover can actually come from the smoking part. Throat irritation, mucus, coughing, all these things are something you might know all too well. Thankfully these days, there are great alternatives that can help you avoid them entirely.
I already know. Wait, it's probably the gummies or something else, or the tinctures.
Example, the 5C
I knew it. I knew it.
place today. Everybody's coming. It's supposed to be a crazy party. Yeah, let's go. So even though the grass isn't the miracle plant some people believe it to be, I'd still say it's the clear winner in this category. 1-1 all tied up. Now let's look at cost. In the previous comparison of versus nicotine, I went through
How much money do people spend on alcohol?
of consumption to figure out which one is cheaper.
I'm about to find out now, actually.
But with this one, comparing just the cost of the booze versus the Zaza isn't gonna cut it. Because you see, on a night out where you get wasted, I'd say maybe like 20% of the actual money spent is gonna be on alcohol you yourself consumed, with the rest going to entry fees into clubs, buying shots for them hoes, expressing your love to the homies by buying them drinks, and other
Ooh, I'm not gonna go this route. This is crazy. How much is a shot at the bar? It probably depends on which bar you go to, but that's a lot of money being spent. And if you are a rich, shit-faced, drunk man, oh, you're spending possibly like a band at that.
shit people tend to do when drunk. Also, unless you're a straight up bum or functioning alcoholic, you're not gonna be drunk every day. Instead, if you love drinking and partying, you'll be drunk every weekend. Or the other possibility is, of course, you drink a couple beers every night at the end of your day, which the best way to tell if you fall into this category is go look in the mirror, and if you have a dad bod, then yeah, you're probably in it. With smoking though, your primary cost is gonna be in the itself, ranging anywhere from $40 a month if you only blaze on the weekends with your homies, all the way up to like $500 a month if you're getting high every day. This category is quite hard for me to pick a clear winner because it really just depends on your personality.
Yes, I was just about to say that it really depends on how much you intake that substance.
And self-control when drunk, so I'ma leave it at a tie. I'm sorry, it's the only way to be fair. 2-2, we're still tied. Now time for
That makes sense,
addictiveness. I think the best way to answer this question is by looking at what these substances do to you, starting with alcohol. The saying, drink away the pain, exists for a reason. Alcohol is a numbing agent. It numbs your senses, numbs your brain, numbs your body, and it numbs the pain. Basically meaning you can drink away your problems for the night, which if that isn't enough of a red flag, it also has some pretty major withdrawal symptoms if you decide to stop being an alcoholic.
Terrible withdrawal symptoms. Like, you will have to go to the doctor or rehab to get off alcohol, for real, or you will die. That shit can kill you, for real.
And although with there can also be withdrawal symptoms,
And I never knew that. A lot of people doesn't know that, actually. Like, you have to go to a doctor or something to get off of it. That's so crazy.
it's a bit harder to
I didn't
get
know
that far, and from what I've digged up, they're not as hard to overcome. Although, take that with a grain of salt because the research on this field isn't super conclusive yet. But if alcohol is a numbing agent, then what is the ganja? Glad you asked. In my opinion, the Zaza is an amplifier, so if you're sad and dealing with some serious emotional damage and then smoke a doozy, you're gonna be even more sad, and the emotional damage will feel much
Gonna be even more sad. Like, it's no point.
worse. Obviously, if you get so blasted you switch to manual breathing, it can also numb the pain to some regard, but that's only because your brain puts your trauma aside.
Honestly, it's more physical than mental when you're in pain when you're smoking. Honestly, like you say, you're gonna be more aware up here, but down here, you're not gonna feel that really.
To focus on surviving the high, and it's not like it's always gonna do that. It might
Yeah, you're gonna be more focused on trying to survive
actually just make you
in that moment.
focus on your misery even more. That being said, I'm gonna give this point to the Zaza because although saying isn't addictive is false, it is still less so than alcohol. So 3-2, the grass is finally winning. But maybe this next category will tie it back up. Variety. This is a very interesting category because
Oh yeah, Drink definitely takes this one, bro. There are so many. I actually don't know any alcohol brand. Like I know I do, but I don't know like a lot of other people know. Handful.
Both alcohol and weed have variations. For bud, that usually means is it sativa or indica? What's the THC percentage? What strain is it? And for alcohol, it's about the same, as in what percentage of alcohol is the drink? Is it vodka? Is it tequila, beer, etc.? So both have variety.
And I don't know why people go for like the high ass percentage alcohol. Oh, that is burning your stomach. you're burning your stomach, your intestines. That is straight acid.
But there's one major difference that, in my opinion, pushes one of these substances over the hump
And it tastes terrible. Why would
to
you?
victory. Unlike alcohol, which you can only drink or technically eat, but well, nobody's really doing that. Anyway, with weed, you have many ways of consumption. Eat, drink, smoke, vaporize. You can even use a tincture and drop some highness right on your tongue. And although alcohol does
I never tried that, but I want to.
have some variety in its effects, it's usually always about the same compared to the ZA, where if you're smoking some Cali Sativa Exotic, it's gonna be noticeably different to some standard indica. And for that reason, I have to give this one to the Zaza. Part 2 does. Mary
yeah.
Jane still undefeated. What should I compare?
Still undefeated to this day. Hell yeah. But yeah, this is a good video. I don't know. Still don't understand why people don't like them. I personally fuck with his videos. Yeah, what do you guys think? What do y'all like more? Let me know down below. But if you guys enjoyed, like I say every single time, just join the Discord and submit videos that you guys want me to see. So yeah, thank you.